So the first thing we have to do is factor x squared minus 6x plus 8. And we're looking for two numbers that add up to negative 6 and multiply to be positive 8. And since they have a sum that is negative, then we're going to need, and a product that is positive, then we have two negative numbers. And so the numbers are going to be negative 4 and negative 2. Because negative 4 plus negative 2 is negative 6, and negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. So when we factor this, it's going to be then x minus 4 times x minus 2. Now to find the zeros, we have to find what value of x will result in a solution that ends up being 0 within each bracket. And so x then would be 4, because 4 minus 4 would be 0. And we also have x is equal to 2. So our two solutions are 4 and 2. Next, to do this, we're going to factor by using decomposition. And so we're looking for two numbers that have a product of negative 18, which is 6 times negative 3, and a sum of negative 7. Well, the two numbers here, keep in mind, since the product is negative and the sum is negative, then the larger or the greater magnitude value is going to be the negative one because the sum is negative. So the two numbers are negative 9 and positive 2. So this is going to be 6x squared, and we're going to break this apart. So we're going to change this in this middle term into a sum of the two roots here. So this is going to be, I shouldn't say roots, I should say the solution for that satisfies the product of negative 18 and the sum of negative 7. So this is going to be 6x squared minus 9x plus 2x minus 3. And you'll just notice that we've got the exact same question here. If we simplified this, it would still be 6. If we added or negative 2x, or so add 2x to negative 9x, we would end up with negative 7x. So now we put brackets around this. We're going to factor each of these binomials. And so the common factor here is 3x. And this ends up being then 2x minus 3. And if you expand, you'll notice that you get the same answer because 3x times 2x is 6x squared, and 3x times negative 3 is negative 9x. And it's going to be plus, and there is no common factor here for 2x and 3. So we're just going to put 1 in front of the bracket just as a placeholder and to help us. And so now we're going to factor 2x minus 3 out of each of these terms. And so we end up with 2x minus 3. And we're going to have 3x plus 1. Right. So now, if either of these expressions in each of these brackets results in a 0, then the whole expression is equal to 0. So here, just work through this one here. I'm not going to do this every time, but if 2x minus 3 equals 0, well, then we add 3 to both sides, so we get 2x equals 3. Then we divide both sides by 2. We get x equals 3 over 2 as one of our solutions. And in the other one, if 3x plus 1 equals 0, then the whole expression is equal to 0. So when we simplify this, if we bring the constant over to the other side, so 3x equals negative 1, and we divide both sides by 3, we get x equals negative 1/3. Okay, so our two the roots, or the two expressions that ends up resulting in zeros for this is 3 over 2, x equals 3 over 2, and x equals negative 1/3. So for the next one, we need two numbers that have a product of negative 40, 8 times negative 5, and a sum of negative 6. So two numbers that multiply to be negative 40 and add up to have a sum of negative 6. And the two numbers then are going to be negative 10 and positive 4. Because negative 10 times positive 4 is negative 40, and negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. So we're going to rewrite this with our decomposing our x term. So this is going to be 8x squared minus 10x plus 4x subtract 5. And so now we're going to put brackets around Okay, so we have to find the common factor in each one. And the common factor for 8x squared plus, minus 10x is 2x. And this is going to be then 4x, because when we divide 8x squared by 2x with 4x, and if we check this by expanding it again, 2x times 4x is 8x squared, minus, and 10x divided by 2x is going to be minus 5. And again, we can check 2x times negative 5 is negative 10x. And there is no common factor here, so we're just going to put, again, 1 in front of the bracket. And this is 4x minus 5. So then when we take out the common factor here of 4x minus 5, and we're going to put that in brackets, and we're going to multiply that by 2x plus 1. So there's our solution. This is our factored form. Now we have to find what values result in the zeros. So if 4x minus 5 is equal to 0, then the whole expression is equal to 0. So we add 5 to both sides. So this is going to be 4x is equal to 5. And then we divide both sides by 4. And we get then x is equal to 5 over 4. Next question, 2x, or next 0 is 2x is equal to, and if we subtract 1 from both sides, then 2x is equal to negative 1. So x is equal to negative 1/2. And you could have gone through the whole steps that we did before. So the values of x that result in zeros for this question are x equals 5 over 4 and x equals negative 1/2.